And we are live. Good morning. Today is Saturday, so there's no trading session, but review is what we should do. We should always do. Had a great session yesterday. I won't even say it was great, it was good only. There was so much to be done, so much to be made. We made less, but that is what it is. I was hoping to make more. So, in terms of performance, there were ample of opportunities. All I had to do was go in and do what I normally review and do. But I guess we are kind of taking it slow, being very tight in money management, and not try to dig in all in a single day. With taking it slow, one day at a time, one step at a time. We've kind of wanted to increase our position size, but uh, in terms of volatility, what we are seeing, it doesn't make sense because the previous position size only is giving us big stops and proper exposure. So as of now, we do not want to increase, but down the line we'll for sure think about it. And maybe next week, by the end of the next week, we'll do. Tariffs news are shaking the market, and we want to be very cautious with it, but these are the opportunities where you make a lot, so want to utilize them best. With today's learning, let's hope we have a better week. Okay, so the review starts. We had a good session index. I while even the during the live, I said I want to be long around the area which is support, basically buying below previous bar lows, one, and secondly seeing this range, and this was the range clearance of the overnight. I wanted to be long around this area. We went long. It went 10 15 10, I would say 10 points against us, and then it started shooting up and it was looking good. That is when we decided that maybe we want to play heavy today, and I added to my long position only to see it turn against me, which came back, went below prior bar low, and then so I pushed high again, and then this happened. And around this area, we had a stop. Initially, we had a stop of 60 points or 40 points, I guess. It was tight stop, and we were ready when this candle was forming. We were ready. Since we get stopped out, I said if we get stopped out, then I do not think there's any strength, and then maybe we want to short it. And I was ready with my buttons. I did not want to have a bad execution, neither I do not want to see it go away without me. We have seen it before, didn't want it to see it now. And then this candle formed, and we quickly saw, very quickly we saw 40-point reversal. Very quickly, it was in matter of seconds. It went up, but it couldn't sustain, and then it came back, and then I increased my position size from 0.1 to 2, because now I was sure that this thing's going down. It came back, we got stopped out, and I shorted it. I added a small position around this area. We were in good profits by this candle formation only, which was more than 40 points, and then we saw this reversal. It went above prior bar high, and now if I would not have been short already, this was the area where I wanted to be short if I believe the market is going down. and we added another position around this area only. And by the time we reached around this area, we've already recovered what we lost. And by the completion of this candle around this area somewhere, we were seeing 1% profit. Now, while even during the trading session, I kind of had this in mind. I was not seeing any support, any area around here previously where I can say that the market would stop here, and I said maybe we might see 21,000. I said this in the live. We might see, not really sure, but we might. There's no area of support, but at least 21,300 we can. I kind of did a mistake. I would say it is bad on my part. Maybe it's the management that's how, which is the reason that we closed it. It was 1%. It was good profit. Maybe I should have closed half and let the other half run. And then what unfolded could have been in our account. 800 point fall. We should have holded it is one thing. Maybe half of it. I just booked my profit because not every day you see such kind of moves, and then if you get in a habit, then you get out of break even of a lot of trades. So I just try to be nimble, but I think that's a wrong strategy. You're supposed to hold your winners for long. Going down, one thing that I'm thinking is maybe if I have a position, maybe I want to book half and let the other half run. Not every day, but on days when I believe or when I see that there's no area around where we might see some kind of support and it's long way down, maybe on those days. If we even look at the 15-minute chart, after the fall which started around from this area, post this clearance and try to push higher, we shorted around this area and then it started falling. None of the candle went above previous bar high, and it happened around at this area where this bar went above prior bar high, and that's a sell signal. You should sell it. And even if we had did it at that time, it was happening in front of me. I did not took the signal. I thought we made enough. I think that's a learning as well. When you're already winning, when you're up 1%, maybe you want to risk what you have made, not entirety of it, but maybe half of it. You should risk more when you're winning, so that you can make more, even more. That is one thing that we maybe should be very aware of. And prior to this bar, we started falling down very hard. 800 point move down, and then around this area we went again our prior bar high, a sell signal, and then we went below prior bar. After forming this low, we had an hour of trading before we went, after we went prior bar low, and then we started seeing us buying. And then around this area we saw this top clearance, and then it started falling again. But it's of no interest to us. It's happening during the US session. We are less interested in the DEX. We only trade it rarely. But this is what we should have taken. Also, we should have halted our trade. And then we waited for the Nasdaq. Nasdaq was already down 1,000 points, and not 1,000, 800 points. I guess it was already down 800 points. Market opened around this area. I went long below prior bar low, which is the opening range low. I went long seeing this support here, and also I went long below this candle, which was the opening candle. I had a tight stop. I would say yes, it was very tight, because we were seeing big range. That is why I wanted to have a tight stop. I got stopped out at this area, can you believe it? And then only after 20 points we saw a rally. And when it started to go higher, I saw this candle forming up, and that is when I bought long again. It was all done live. I, I bought below prior bar low. This was the candle below this. I bought it, and we exited at the highs. Then we let it go. We were seeing what is actually happening. This could have been a sell area above prior bar highs, and then none of the 5-minute candle did it. And then we started rallying up again. And when after this rally I saw the retracement, I was waiting for a prior bar low. It didn't happen even here. It happened around this area, but I was hoping to buy below this area. And when I saw this candle, I was ready to buy below it. This candle went below this prior bar, and I wanted to buy it, seeing these areas. Had a tight stop, got stop out 4 points maybe. If had I had a bigger stop, 4 more points, it could have been a winner. But you trade with the right money management. I do not move stops, I keep them tight. On days like this, when you're seeing a 5-minute candle making 200, 150 points, 200, 300 points, 200 at least, you want to be very cautious of it, and you want it to trade with tight stops. If your trade idea works, it works, and if it do not, you want to lose less, or you burn your account. We bought here, got stopped out, bad area of stop, but it is what it is. And then I saw a rally, and when it fizzled out after going below this prior bar low, it started higher and then it came all the way back, and that is when I shorted it. I moved my stop tighter around this area, and then this candle formed, and then I saw a rejection around from this area and was convinced that the market is going down. And when it went below this prior bar, it very quickly came back. It was like what happened in the DAX. It quickly came back, and then I was worried that maybe it wants to go above the highs, and I closed my position around break even. I should have moved my stop above this candle high, but in my mind I was thinking that it's going above here, and I closed my position, and then I saw the bloody thing fall for 200 plus points. And then I waited for a right opportunity, and around this area when we cleared out these highs and this candle started forming up, I shorted around this area, and I booked my profits around there. Kind of same is what we did in the in the Dow. We went What we did in the Nasdaq was we bought below this prior bar low. We did the same in the Dow as well. We bought below prior bar low, we closed our position above the range high. Then I saw this move down, and below this prior bar low I bought it around this area below this bar low. Had a tight stop, got stopped out around here, and when I saw this fall, I wanted to be a buyer around this area. I bought around this area, and can you believe it? I got stopped out in the Nasdaq, and I got stopped out of the Dow as well by very small points, as in it was maybe 5 points, I would say 5-10 points in the Dow Jones, 15 points maybe in the Nasdaq. I had a tight stop because it was a big fall. It was the end. Whatever we gained here has been lost here, and I was hoping it would go below this bar, that I knew, but I didn't thought it would go around this area. I didn't want it to see it go below here. I could have had a stop around this area, around the low of here, but I kept it tight around these areas as well. I kind of wanted it to be tight. It stopped me out to move higher. Had I had this position maybe around here, and then I might surely would have got out at prior bar high, or would have moved my stop to break even. That is how I would have managed it in case it worked for me. Wanted to buy, no worries. And then we shot it around this area. When we cleared these highs, I shot it around here. At a 15-minute time frame, this picture will be more clear. I shot them around here, booked my profit around these areas. Now, while having this trade, I was kind of hoping that we might see new lows. I was kind of aware, but it was also good profit, and I booked my profits. Now, this could have worked. This definitely failed. This could have worked, and the situation and the position would have been more different. We could have made more, but nothing to worry. If you even look at the 15-minute time frame, this bar went above this bar high, and we started showing selling, and we bought around this area here. This was the 15-minute bar, and I bought just below it. I had a stop around this area. You seeing this support area? I had my stop around this area only, and it just cleared it, and then it went. I would have booked my profit definitely here, and this was the area where we went above a prior bar high, and this could have been a sell. And seeing this only, I shorted the Nasdaq. I didn't do it in Dow, but I shorted Nasdaq, and then I closed my Nasdaq after seeing this bar. On a 5-minute time frame, it pushed higher. I didn't move my stop. Instead, I closed it break even. Had I had held the trade, it was a good trade. And then this candle formed, and then this candle went above prior bar high, and it is a sell. And then you made new lows, and then the situation reversed. Now, if you look at this bar went above prior bar high, went above prior bar highs, and when it came back, that is when I shorted it to book my profits after this 15-minute candle went somewhere around this area. I could have had maybe new lows in my mind or around this area, but I wanted to close around this area only, below prior bar low, and also with some offset. And even if you look at the Nasdaq, it kind of did what Dow did, went above prior bar high, sell, and then you had a chance here. And that is, seeing the Dow and Nasdaq, you would see Nasdaq was more weak in comparison to how this candle reacted, and that is why I went it short. I closed my position. It was a bad management had, otherwise it was a good trade. And then we went above prior bar high here, and it was a good sell. Overall, there's plenty of learning, but it is good. I mean, we had great sessions. We kind of identified a lot of things. I think the prior bar high theme and the prior bar low theme kind of works great. We want to capitalize and do more of it. At least the first retracement where we see a prior bar low or high is a good place to buy and sell. Account is up 5% now. Next week we're gonna definitely do great. I'm hoping for good things to work now. Want to be more cautious of what we do and have better trades. Maybe one theme is that maybe we should hold more instead of staying nimble, but sometimes this was a good trade. This was very good trade. This was also a good trade, I would say. Tight stop, but good idea. And this was also a good idea. This was also a good idea. In terms of idea, this was also good. maybe better prices. So one thing is that maybe we should always aim for better prices below bars, about below this area. That is why day before yesterday it worked, but this was also a good area to buy. Hmm. Okay, all right. uh, I'll stop streaming